Well, we begin your Sunrise Smart Start with some breaking news. Overnight, a man is recovering after he was shot in the city.
That victim in his 20s was wounded on Dewey Avenue just before 11:30. He is expected to live. RPD says the investigation remains open. No arrests, and anyone with leads is asked to call 911.
And in further breaking news overnight, a really scary encounter for two women in Rochester. As police say that last night, just before 10 on Wilkins Street, two armed suspects broke into their home trying to rob them. Well, the suspects were able to take off before police arrived, and they've not yet been found. If you think you know anything about either case, call 911.
6:47 Sunrise traffic updates as we bring those to you every morning, every couple of minutes throughout Sunrise. Things looking okay right around the metro, but just reported within the last 10 minutes or so, there's a crash 104 eastbound at the Bay Road exit. So if you're about to head out there towards Webster, Ontario, and you need to cross the bay, you might see some delays. We'll check that drive again in about 30 minutes during CBS Mornings. It was 2 years ago today. 10 people were murdered, 3 others were injured as they were just shopping for their weekend groceries at the Top store in Buffalo. To commemorate the victims of the racist mass shooting, a commission of family members and leaders in the community unveiled this design for a memorial, a structure featuring a new building with 10 interconnected pillars, each with the face and name of a victim. Garnell Whitfield's mother, Ruth, was killed that day. He explains while this does not undo all the damage done to so many, it is a step in the right direction.
No matter what this looks like, no matter what it is, let's be very clear that it's not going to bring my mother back. It's not going to take the place of our loved ones. It's not going to undo all of the damage that's been done in our community generationally. But it does represent hope for a better day. It does represent the planting of a seed within this community.
That memorial is separate from another Tops is expected to unveil today at a ceremony this afternoon. The gunman is serving life without parole for the state case, and prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in the pending federal trial.
Well, a man who pled guilty to a deadly hit and run in Rochester will spend the next 4 to 12 years behind bars. 24-year-old Nicholas Coretta admitted to running over this young man, 22-year-old Josiah Porche, with his car back in April of 2023. News 8 was able to speak with Porche's family, who describe him as a kind-hearted, loving young man who would have done anything to support his loved ones. And his mom talked about her last moments visiting her son in the hospital.
Because I knew it was bad. And when I got there, it felt like I was walking down death row. I can hear my footsteps, and I had on sneakers. I could feel the eeriness as I walked to the ICU. I didn't want him to go. I wanted him to fight because it hurt more for me to know that maybe he wasn't gonna fight.
Yeah, and the family is now trying to get a law put in place that if someone leaves the scene of a deadly accident, they will face a minimum 10 years behind bars.
The man connected to the deadly shooting of another man outside of a bar in Rochester on Lyle Avenue has been sentenced. This homicide happened in July 2022 when authorities say Joseph Scott got into an argument, things escalated, and the victim, Derek Taylor, was shot multiple times. The 36-year-old died at the hospital. A month later, Scott was arrested, initially charged with murder and gun crimes. The jury found him not guilty on the murder count. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the conviction on the 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon.
Well, a plea deal and no jail time for a man who admitted he played a role in an illegal sports betting ring in Rochester. Federal prosecutors say that this illegal ring on Blossom Road in the city started back in 2020. Louis Ferrari II pled guilty to conspiracy to conduct an illegal gambling ring, which is a charge that normally carries a maximum 5 years in prison. But prosecutors say he's not going to get that prison time based on the plea agreement they were able to arrange. Well, Ferrari was the last of 7 people charged in this case.
Sure. The allegations in this case were that Louis Ferrari was the ringleader of a sports betting page. It was an online website that took illegal sports betting, and he really ran it. His other co-defendants all have pled guilty at this point. He was the last man standing, if you will, and they've all pled guilty to similar charges and being involved in the same conspiracy.
Yeah, and Ferrari will be sentenced come August.
A man from Dundee is dead after a motorhome fell on top of him Monday. Deputies in Ontario County tell us 38-year-old Jared Brown was changing a tire on the side of State Route 21 in Canandaigua when the home fell off the jack. He died at the scene. A portion of that road was shut down due to the investigation for a couple of hours.
Well, community members and advocates are once again demanding the immediate removal of Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley from her office. Last night, the advocacy group Save Rochester held a town hall trying to bring attention to what members argue are disparities between minorities and those in positions of power. Dorley was caught on camera berating an officer during a traffic stop at her home in Webster in this body camera video that has since gone viral. Well, it also showed Dorley attempting to use her position as DA to persuade these officers to leave her alone, and many at the meeting say this was a clear abuse of power, urging the governor to step in, use her authority to oust Dorley.
We may not agree whether it's a race issue. We may not agree whether the officer did a good job or not. But what we can all agree on is that what we witnessed on the body cam footage should not be allowed in any county, especially Monroe County. We want to be treated fairly.
And a petition calling for Dorley's removal has more than 1,400 signatures so far. Save Rochester urges the community, if you do feel strongly about this, pen a letter to state officials, further demanding she be dismissed. But they also question why the officer didn't charge Dorley with more. Dorley herself apologized days after the incident, saying that she's holding herself accountable and is cooperating with investigations. A youth mental health survey to help city kids better advocate for mental health needs for fellow young people in Rochester really taken off here with the support of the adults. The group Youth Voice One Vision is calling on those in the community participate here. Speak out about your needs so that they can help create peer-to-peer mentorships and other mental health programs. Mayor Malik Evans further praising the young teens, saying that this group is doing some great work that not a lot of adults can do and connecting with younger people.
Because it's not about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go and end, and you have to be able to put in the work and push forward no matter what adversities you face to get the values and the achievements that you want, no matter your situations or circumstances.
And the survey is available on the city's website. We have more details on the story on rochesterfirst.com, and they do ask young people and adults alike who work with kids, fill out that questionnaire. Give them your thoughts.
The Lilac Festival continues for day 5 today. That rain yesterday brought just a little bit of an inconvenience as organizers had to close parking areas throughout the afternoon. They're back at it, opening this morning at 10:30. Tonight, headlining at 7 is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And as a reminder, entrance to the festival is free and the flowers look good.
Well, Seabreeze Amusement Park set to open its doors for limited hours this weekend, 11 to 6. Well, caution here, the water rides aren't open just yet. You'll have to wait until Memorial Day weekend for that. And the fun really kicks off in June when the park will open 7 days a week. Also opening for the weekend, Six Flags Darien Lake. This is also operating on a part-time schedule before fully opening up in July. Looked like some late season snow in our video there, but hey, it's probably a good thing we don't have the water rides open yet because we got some rain. Some weird, chilly wind type situations, even though we're in the 70s.
Well, yeah, Seabreeze, you have a view of the lake, so there's the lake breeze.
Yeah.
A little chilly.
Yeah.
Just a little.
That'd be pretty bold to do the water park.
Yeah, once you hop out.
Shiver in your bathing suit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be fun. I like Sunday a little bit better than I do Saturday if you're trying to make plans for this weekend to head out there, as I do see a couple of showers around. But today, mid-70s for you. The rain holds off until this afternoon. A lot of us get missed by those. It should be warm, mid to upper 70s even for some spots. Falling back to reality next couple of days. And then, yeah, Friday, Saturday, we'll circle for some more rain.
All right. Thank you, James. And thank you for watching us here this Tuesday for Newsday to Sunrise. Our next update in half an hour.
Have a great day and stay tuned for CBS Mornings. That's next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.